Quick update to the build section of the video, which I am doing past tense. I'm running 2 green Archon shards to fully strip the enemy to simulate what it would be like to use Corrosive Cold after the update. Keep in mind that 18% damage reduction is not going to be too bad of a situation, especially since usually it is a 90% damage reduction and maybe even more if you were to go even higher. So yeah, that's the information, and yeah, good luck with the build. Alright, my delicious people, today we'll be starting in the Simulacrum, and we'll be using the Tenet Glaxion. The reason why I need to go into this Simulacrum is actually quite simple. There's a few things I need to explain. For one, this does not fire like the regular Glaxion. It is a chaining beam weapon. Not only that, but this is actually multiplicative damage. So it does far more damage if you were to have more statuses. This means, with my calculations, it's actually much better to go with magnetic, so you can have that radiation and reload mod in order to have up to 4 statuses. Or you can go with hunting munitions, but in my experience with this weapon, it actually does less damage than if you were to just go with more crit, especially since you can actually use a primer. But if you want the gun to stand alone on its own, magnetic is the way to go. But this build still stands, as it is the best build that I could put on this. That utilizes what DE has intended for the weapon, which I do love myself some Corrosive Cold. Galvanized Chamber, Galvanized Aptitude, High Voltage, Malignant Force, Serration, Radiated Reload, Vital Sense, Critical Delay, Vigilante Supplies, and Frostbite. Keep in mind that cold actually multiplies your damage and your final critical damage. So you will actually be wanting to put more critical damage. Also keep in mind that DE is going to update both cold and armor to be able to make corrosive strip a lot of defense to a point where they only have 18% damage reduction left if you were to fully proc a corrosive, which is very nice. And I will leave you with my final thoughts and some gameplay. Have some fun with that. Alright, so in my closing thoughts about this weapon, I will say it's best to go with magnetic progenitor, and it's best to go with galvanized aptitude, and it's also best to go with like corrosive cold. And there is a bit of an issue with that, however. This weapon kind of sort of does very little damage, to a point where the reason why I don't want to use hunter munition is not because I don't like it. It's actually because it just doesn't do enough damage or crits to make hunter munitions good. It could utilize hunter munitions, but you're going to be missing out on a lot of potential. Keep in mind that I got this potential out of this weapon by basically using 2 green shards to fully armor strip. And that's not entirely a good thing. This weapon has, I don't know, it's okay, but you gotta do a lot of jumping through hoops to make it work in Steel Path. And that's not entirely the best situation for a weapon. So, for my closing thoughts, I will be giving it the ranking. Usability. It's a beam weapon. It's got good usability. Sustainability. It's a beam weapon. It's got good sustainability. Damage. I would say it's a beam weapon. It's got good damage. However, you're stuck with viral heat or corrosive cold as your top damagers, or viral slash. And unfortunately, that will not necessarily fly in damage, so no, it does not. You get a no for that. Acolyte killing. It's a beam weapon. It's not very good at beam weapon. It's not very good at acolyte killing. And what was the other one? I forget what it was. But I'm pretty sure. No, that was it. That was it. So to give it its final score, it gets a unfortunate 3 out of 5. Keep in mind that 3 is okay, just not great. So yeah. Have wonderful, wonderful nightmares. I will see you in them. And remember, if you're watching my content, I know you're into it. Honey, honey. Good night.
You are a blade. You exist to strike. You strike to win. The lesson ends.